Hey guys, how's it going? Caleb slash Calebius. If you see me out in the gaming world ever, that's what you'll find me as, not my real name. Coming back after a little bit of a live webcam style break due to some software and hardware configuration issues that were kind of bothering me. I didn't like the quality of a lot of things and the way they were working out. So I did a little reconfiguring and experimenting, and I think I found a setup that works. So thanks for bearing with me on that. Anyway, we're back, we're up and rolling. This is going to be a little bit of a Talkin Tech slash channel update direction of things to come, things that I have been working on with the downtime and yeah, just a bunch of good stuff. Some great content I'm trying to get pushed out in conjunction with a few other people and their rigs and setups and writing capabilities. So, what do we got up and coming? We're actually going to start up a little bit of a PSA segment that should be hitting YouTube pretty soon here. Ideas mostly developed. It needs to get filmed out, see how it works. So if you don't ever see anything, it's because I decided to scratch it and can it because it was subpar. And I don't want to do that to anybody. If you are actually watching these videos, I want to make sure that I'm giving you good things to watch and not something half-assed that I slapped together because I was feeling lazy. I value your time and I appreciate you being here. Anyway, another thing that I'm looking at getting into doing here is, for those of you who can read my profile, I'm actually in the Minneapolis, Minnesota area. So I'm putting out a little bit of a call to arms to a lot of the local game devs out here, because there are a lot of small studios and a lot of small shops in this area that aren't getting their work highlighted. They're not known nearly as well nationally as a few of the other bigger names, and they should be. And I want to work with them a little bit, see what it is they've got coming down the pipeline. Maybe it's interesting enough to start putting the word out about. Maybe there's nothing there, don't know. But that's something that I've got in the works as well, trying to get good contact with a few of these guys and, see if we can all just sit around and play some games together, have a good time. In the tech news side of things, if you have been living under a rock the last few days, you probably have not seen this, but if you haven't, you probably have. I'm going to mention it anyway because I have mentioned a fair bit on the Xbox and PS4 battles that have been going on a lot with the PR side of things. It looks like Xbox, or Microsoft I should say, with the One, they're going to continue with their plan to release the One as is right now, that is with the Kinect included, and the 500 gig hard drive, the whole 9 yards. Looking to post that at about $500, I believe $50 more than the PS4 is planning to run out at. A lot of people out there are still very upset about being forced to have the Kinect. Microsoft has a press release out there somewhere. If I can find it, I'll link it down. Again, you probably have already seen it in another video or something like that. Again, thanks for sticking with me here. They have turned off the need for the Kinect to even be attached to the system, which honestly should have gone away with the programming side of no longer being required to be always online. So it's natural that they turned that off. But they're going to release a system, two systems actually, in the early 2014, I believe. That one is going to have the full 500 gig hard drive and no Kinect, and that'll be a bit of a price drop. But then they're going to release like the basic budget model, and they're going to come down in the hard drive size. I think it was around 300 gigs, and no Kinect as well. So that'll be basically the really pared down version. They kind of did that same thing with the 360 and whatnot, but they released all of those at launch. And so I don't know what the logic is for not doing that early, if it's a production thing or what's going on, but at any rate, that is the direction they've chosen to go. So keep an eye on it, see how things are rolling, because I would be interested in a light, not in the cloud, not connectified Xbox One because I want to play Halo 5. There's a story on Buzzfeed.com today about more hacking. Yeah, so what does that mean to you? Probably nothing, actually, unless you're one of those people that uses sites like UrbanSpoon or Open Table. I mention it only because I'm very involved in the restaurant industry still and like to keep a tab on things and have been a customer from Open Table for a long time. Uh, and I've been waiting for a while, and I've thought to myself before, why doesn't somebody just take the reservations that are available online, reuse them, maybe sell them at a premium if you can no longer get into the restaurant on peak days or things like that. And well, lo and behold, it happens quite a lot, but it actually just kind of broke today as a really big thing. And that's going to make a lot of people really, really upset, especially in areas where it's very difficult to get reservations in top end restaurants anyway, and where those reservations, when they open up, it's usually around 4 a.m. that they're posted online as available. And when you get up at 6 a.m. to go get your reservation for the evening or for the weekend or whatnot, they're all gone, they're all cleared out, because there's a few different sites out there that are starting to do that. It'll be interesting to see how both UrbanSpoon and Open Table end up responding to this. They both know it's not in their best interest to allow that to happen because they're not necessarily servicing their customers well. And they're not going to have customers anymore if they can't actually host the reservations to the websites that they're trying to host reservations to. Doesn't really hurt the restaurants too much right now anyway. There might be some added repercussions down the road, but they're still getting their seats filled because the reservations are being used. The only problem is they're not necessarily being used by the people they were trying to draw in. Or isn't that just hungry people? Alright, you'll see some little squares probably up in the corners there. Maybe with a little game logos or something like that, and those are continued gameplays that I'm rolling through. Every Tuesday I am uploading a new, basically like vanilla run Terraria. We're almost into hard mode on it now. Go check out the episodes, have a good time, get a copy of Terraria. I think it's like $5, and it will consume every waking hour of your day still. It's a classic. I mean, or it at least will be, and there's going to be a lot of new interest with it coming to console now. So just go get it. Go watch the videos, go get it, and have a good time with me. It'll be fun. Maybe we'll get some crazy zany world together. I know I'm actually going to sit down with that Kowalski fellow and get a good world going with him. We have one that we actually started doing some pretty weird stuff in, and that might end up in some videos in the near future. Also, the StarCraft videos are well back up and on their way. Again, there were some hardware issues that I was not happy with regarding certain quality aspects to those videos, so I stopped them for a little while. My games are obviously saved. I'm ready to go. Now it's time to knuckle down and get through some of those old RTSs again. I did pick up a copy of Command & Conquer Generals and Red Alert 2, two games that were missing from my stable for a while. If I get the inkling, I might throw a few episodes of those around. Maybe not, though, because a company I used to enjoy, Westwood, is now owned by EA, who doesn't really give a dick about Command & Conquer, which is sad. And they're just not pleasant as a company to work with in general, so I may or may not end up actually doing anything with those other than sitting down and enjoying myself. Nah, Nerdcast LOL, still up and moving. Lots of things to do with that one. We had to scratch so many episodes due to hardware performance issues that I had not foreseen. It really bummed me out. But we do have more. They are coming up and on the way, and they will only get better from here. So if you like LOL and enjoy the ARAM matches, things like that, enjoy us having a separate player that we like to spectate periodically and poke fun at while he plays to try and make him make stupid mistakes, come check it out, see what you think. One question I have for anybody that watches this, they can answer. And no, your answer can't be both, because I already thought of that. I only have so much time. No matter what I do, there's still only 24 hours in a day. I am between two games right now that have both piqued my interest pretty heavily and I would like to get into because I love games that intuitively expand and just change your experience every time you play, that keep things fresh. There are two games out there. One is Cube World. A lot of you out there are playing it already. I'm waffling on getting it. Not waffling very hard, I just don't know yet. And the other is Rogue Legacy, a roguelite platformer. Typically, I enjoy playing those for about an hour and then I'm over it. I think there's a lot of gravity to Rogue Legacy that might keep me sucked in. Opinions, thoughts? Tell me to piss off because I'm probably not going to be good enough at either of them to actually enjoy them. That's a fine thing to say too. Anyway, let me know what you think. Hit up those random buttons. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, do whatever. Follow me on Twitter, check me out on Facebook. The more I see of you on those pages, the more I will do what you want. So if you're a control freak of an individual, you can use me like a little marionette. I will dance for you like a little puppet.